the Magic Millions. Skirt the Law has taken over and kicked away. Skirt the Law's in front, and Skirt the Law's all too good. Skirt the Law's won by length and a half.
Welcome to this week's edition of the Final Gallop. It is episode 285 and is proudly supported by the Brisbane Airport Hotels Group. This week we're going to preview our runners for Saturday's big meeting at Eagle Farm, which has 3 stakes races on the card. Morning, Tony. The Winter Carnival doesn't officially start until next week, but it felt like it started last Saturday, and it was nice to land a couple of winners in Hidden Wealth and Mullane.
Yeah, good morning, Claire. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, it did have a bit of a Winter Carnival feel last week with the Daybreak Lover and the 1,000-metre race for the older sprinters, which was quite a spectacle with 3 horses tearing along in front. But no, it's got a bit of a carnival feel about it. We'll often say as soon as the championships and the Sydney races start to come to a close, which is what happened down there last weekend, then we start to all set sights on Brisbane. So this meeting certainly has a Winter Carnival feel about it. Like you mentioned, 3 really good races here this weekend for the fillies are going through that Princess Series.
Yes.
You have the older horses for the mile race, which is a really good lead into some other races. It'll get out over further, I'm sure, most of these as the carnival goes. Some might drop back, look towards Stradbrokes, who knows? And then you've got the Mick Dittman, which is the inaugural start for our 3-year-old sprinters up here in Queensland. So it's a good meeting this Saturday.
It is. Okay, now it is time for our yearling spotlight segment, and this week we're going to talk about the Better Than Ready Visiturgo filly that we secured at the Magic Millions March sale for $85,000. She is a lovely athletic filly, and she is by the sire of our Magic Millions winner Skirt the Law and Better Than Ready, and she is also chasing another feature win on Saturday.
Yep, nice pedigree. This filly, really liked her. There was, at the cutest sale, there was probably only a couple of handfuls of horses that you really did like. She was one of them. By the right stallion, there's a couple of stallions that really stand out here in Queensland, and Better Than Ready certainly one of them. Obviously, sire of our good filly, who does, like you mentioned, Claire, does resume on Saturday. But she's really lovely. What you look for in a cutest horse. She's athletic. She'll get up and get going at 2, race on at 3. She's a filly that'll just be chasing all the cutest riches over both her 2- and 3-year-old season. Okay,
she's out of a really good winning mare. She won 5 city races, Visiturgo, from 10 starts, and has since she's been retired to the broodmare barn, she's produced 5 to race, and 4 of them are winners.
Yeah, and I thought this was a bit of an upgrade pedigree-wise for her to this day, but she's a lovely mare. Like you said, I like those lightly raced mares. She did win 5, but she only had the 10 race starts, which is always good. So you imagine not everything's left on the racetrack, which is evident by the fact that she's gone to stud and done a job straight away. So lovely filly. The mare's a producer. The stallion's a fantastic stallion. 85 grand. You get that back with 1 city win.
Yes,
it's
you
the
do.
Cutest fillies. It's 80 odd grand to the winner. So it's for me, she was just a must-have filly at the sale. Bought a few times over the average of the sale, but that's what you pay for these nice cutest fillies. Okay,
she's already been broken in, and our breaker was very pleased with how she improved with the more work she got.
Yeah, well, that's pretty typical, isn't it, of that breed? They are pretty well no fuss. They get in, get the job done, and that's why you see them get up at 2, race on at 3. They're just very few of them don't get to the races. And very few don't win races when they get to the races. So everyone wants to jump in. She was very affordable filly. She ticked all the boxes for us physically, vetted out really well. Just a lovely cutest filly. It wouldn't break the bank to get into.
Okay, so if you are interested in taking a share in this filly, please get in contact with us at sales@gollanracing.com.au.
There's not much left at all, actually. She's going really, really quickly since we sent that email out a couple of days ago, so there's just bugger all left.
So get in quickly. Okay, now it's time to announce the winner of our latest promotion with the Brisbane Airport Hotels Group. The prize is a racing package at the Novotel Brisbane Airport, including a night's accommodation, early check-in, welcome drinks, transfer to the track, and a buffet breakfast for 2. And Tony, the winner is?
Hans Baker.
Hans. Well done, Hans.
Well done, Hans.
Yes.
Haven't seen you for ages, mate. Well done on the really, really good prize. One of Michael Stanton's loyal clients and friends. So well done, mate. You'll really enjoy that. It's a fantastic stay out there, and a really good service that Alex and his team put on.
Absolutely. So Hans, a representative of the Brisbane Airport Hotels Group, will be in contact with you to give you your prize voucher. Now, before we jump into our preview, just a little bit of a plug for the PSM Racing State of Origin lunch at Damani's on Tedder Avenue in Main Beach. It's on Friday the 31st of May, and Tony, I believe you and your fellow trainer Paul Snowden will preview the Stradbrokes season at the lunch, and you'll be joined by State of Origin legends Matt Rogers and Greg Berg, no relation.
Yes, no relation. Are you sure?
Yes.
You sure? It's interesting. It's a real State of Origin feel lunch. It'll be really good. A couple of Queenslanders versus a few New South Welshmen, so it'll be a lot of fun. Taz and the team at PSM Racing, they'll put a good show on, there's no doubt about it. So it'll be a lot of fun. So any of the clients that are, I guess from Brisbane, you can travel down for the lunch, but if you're on the Gold Coast and you're watching this, get some tickets. It'll be a lot of fun. I'll be taking as much piss out of the New South Welshmen as possible, and hopefully after we've got the first Origin in the bank. I think Origin 1 is before this lunch, so I think that's the timeline of it. So hopefully we've got a little bit of skiting and gloating to do after getting away to a good Origin start.
Okay, so we will put the details about where to get the tickets on our Facebook page today. It is sure to be a really good afternoon. Okay, on to the preview of our runners for Eagle Farm on Saturday. The rail will be in the 3 metre position. The track is currently a soft 7 with fine days ahead. Do you think we're going to get back into the good range?
Geez, I don't think so. I don't think so, no. Normally this track with the drainage for sure, but it's evident to see there's a few struggles there. The track is chopping out, and in doing that, they've managed to soften up that underlay of the track there. So the track is racing a lot softer. I don't think it will. It'll probably read better on all the data machines they give back for the stuff, but I think it'll still race soft, this track. It'll definitely cut out. Visually to the eye, it won't look spectacular, unfortunately, and it will definitely still race soft. What lanes it mean they go to? The fence has been a real no-go zone, which is the better bias you want. You don't want that inside bias, but I don't expect, if you're looking for a track that really wants good, firm up on top of the ground, I don't think this track will be to your liking in that regard.
Okay. We kick off in race 4, and that is the benchmark 75 handicap over 1400 metres. We have 3 runners in this. The first one is Brentwood, who's behind us, tucking into his breakfast there. He will carry 61 kilos. Jimmy Orman rides barrier 9. He's paying $6.50 to win and $2.40 for the place. He's very consistent, only beaten by his stablemate Sonora last start, carrying 60 kilos from a wide gate.
Yeah, and the track will suit him as far as the ground goes. He's reserved his better racing for Doomben as opposed to Eagle Farm, although he's been competitive at Eagle Farm. Orman's a key booking for him. He rides him well. He's got to carry a bit of weight, but he's just Mr. Consistency. He very rarely runs a bad race, and given the ground's a plus for him, 7 furlong where he's at this stage of his prep's a plus, and the horse is just doing remarkably well. So he's always an each-way chance in these types of races while he's in that benchmark 75 bracket. He's another each-way chance against that day.
Okay, Sunset Soiree, she'll run carrying 57.5 kilos. Angela Jones on board, barrier 3. She is paying at the moment $12 to win and $3.80 for the place. She's first up after a very long preparation last time, which did produce 3 wins at Eagle Farm. Very nice trial, finishing strongly over the 1,050 at Deagon last week.
Loved her trial the other day. Work since was good. She worked out on the course proper with Torabella Tuesday. She's in good shape, this horse. I'd expect her to run well. She had a bad habit of wanting just to stand in the gates when the gates opened last prep. I think we've improved upon that. I think we saw that at the trials the other day. She was better. With all the work we're doing with her, I think she'll be better again on Saturday. So I think she's probably over the odds because she's got the ability to easily win these types of races. I expect her to kick off and run a very good race first up. Okay,
the third runner is Blazing Boots, and he is second emergency. He'll carry 56.5 kilos. Ryan Maloney will ride barrier 8. He's paying $7 to win and $2.40 for the place. He's improving into his preparation. Just run over late at the mile at Doomben last start, and you have dropped him back here.
Don't mind him back in trip. He just raced a little bit keen. Had blinkers on him the other day, and I've left him on him because I definitely focus him. I don't mind him back in trip. Okay. I want the track drier rather than wetter for him, but he's going good. He looks great, eating his head off. I don't think I've ever had him looking better than what he does at the moment, this horse. And if he gets a start and the track get on the better side of soft, he's a real chance here. Don't be put off by him going back in trip. What horse do I want? Do I like here probably the most? I think Brentwood's the most reliable. You know, I think he just puts himself in a forward position. He gets a nice run, and I think Orman on him, even with 61, he can run well. But these 3, ability-wise, all very similar. Okay.
Race 6 is the Listed Mick Dittman Plate over the 1,000 metres. A race you won back in 2017 with Tia Trelawney. Skirt the Law will run for you this year. 55 kilos. Vlad Jurek rides barrier 9. She's paying $2.70 to win and $1.35 for the place. It's exciting to see her back at the races. And she did win, as we said, the Magic Millions Classic as a 2-year-old. Had a spring campaign as a 3-year-old in Melbourne, where she almost won the Group 3 Quizette first up. Was later found she had a little issue which did affect the rest of her preparation. Now she's back fit and fresh, as we saw by her trial a fortnight ago.
Yep, Lockie didn't go back far enough with his stats. I won this race with Temple of Boom as well. way back when. So I've won this race before. Like I mentioned at the start of the preview, this is always our inaugural kick-off for our Queensland 3-year-old sprinters going through the carnival. So they start here and then they can work their way to the Gold Coast Guineas, etc., etc., etc. So this is always a good race, Mick Dittman. Used to always run at Eagle Farm, always a good race. This year's no different. We're very fortunate in the case that we have such a very nice 3-year-old filly in the race, Skirt the Law. She's had a beautiful preparation. She's a totally different horse now to what she was in the spring. Even speaking to Ryan Maloney yesterday, her gallops now, her recovery, she doesn't blow. She just pulls up. Where in the spring, although no vets or anyone could find any issues with her, she just wasn't. She was always pulling up, having a bit of a blow, like she was just a little bit distressed, and that got worse as the prep went on. That's when we pulled up on her. We did a series of x-rays and scans. We found a small issue and she's able to have a good break, and she's just come back an absolute beast now.
She has.
I love the way she's going. She's only had the one trial, but she's had a good amount of work outside of that, either side of it.
Yeah.
I'm really happy with her. So I think she steps and gets a good run. There's good speed in her, as you expect in these sorts of races. I think she'll just park right on the back of that speed, and I'd be pretty disappointed she's not the best horse in this race.
Okay. We'll go to race 7 now, which is the benchmark 85 handicap over the 1,000 metres. Race will have 4 runners in. We'll start with Osamu, 57.5 kilos with Talia Fenland's 3 kilo claim, barrier 10. He's paying $23 to win and $7 for the place. He's led at both the starts so far this preparation, just tiring out the last 100 metres in both, dropped back in grade, and he will be fitter.
He's been in the wrong part of the track both times. He's rolled back into the wrong part. His runs have been good. He came off one trial, so he was always vulnerable first up. Got in the wrong part of the track, second up at 1,200, which the distance has just been beyond him on a day where we didn't realise that fence was what it was at that stage of the meeting. So both runs for me have been pass marks. He gets back to a grade what suits. Talia's riding really well with that 3 kilo claim. Tricky race, however, tempo-wise, a lot of speed in this. You see a lot of these horses probably want to go to the Bat of the Hell or certain races later in the carnival, but this is a good quality benchmark 85 with a lot of speed. I do think he's over the odds. I think he's one of those good, tough, hardy, older sprinters that these races do suit.
Second runner we have is Blue Spinel. She'll carry 55.5 kilos. Angela Jones will ride her, and she has drawn barrier 3. She's paying $6.50 to win at the moment, and $2.10 the place. First up, coming off an impressive trial, hitting the line hard from the back. She's won 5 of her last 6 starts and 3 out of 3 at Eagle Farm. Really
good mare. Destined for the Fillies and Mare Stakes races throughout the carnival. Just trying to get her rating up a little bit so we can guarantee spots in them. Just got a great win record. You wouldn't have thought a lot of that started at Rockhampton end of last winter. She's just a really good little mare. Physically, you cannot recognise her now to what she was. She'd walk under a coffee table when she got here. She was that small as a yearling, but she's a beautiful filly now, gorgeous horse, and just does a good job. So she wants probably better ground rather than wetter ground, but she's such a competitor. She'll run very, very well, I would say. She's destined for stakes races throughout the winter, so those horses always invariably run well in races like this. Okay. Liquor is the next one we'll talk about. 55 kilos, Damien Thornton rides her, and she's drawn barrier 11. She's paying $8 to win and $2.50 for the place. First up, just run over late in her trial, with the winner of that trial going on to win the Ascot Handicap last week. She's 3 wins and a second from 4 starts at this track and distance. Good fast filly, in good order. Like you said, comes off a good trial, has improved off that trial. She's got a lot of good fast horses around her in this race. However, she's a filly who likes to dominate up on speed, but she'll race handy. She doesn't have to lead, but a nice mare nonetheless. Good short course horse, handles soft ground. She's a tick as well. Okay. Next one we'll talk about is Bazik. She is third emergency. She'll carry 54.5 kilos if she gets a run with Vlad Jurek riding barrier 7. She's paying $5.50 to win and $2 for the place. She's also another of ours that is first up and coming off a very nice trial. She put 3 wins together last preparation to show her ability, and she certainly won't mind any give. She'll make a 1 first up if she gets a start in the race. She's our best chance in the race. Lovely mare, destined for better races in the winter as well, between 1,000 and 1,200, maybe a touch further, who knows. Versatile, can come from back, forward, race wherever we like, could sit on the back of a good speed, and we'll love cutting the ground. So she's, we don't like to put too many on top, because they're a really good bunch of sprinters, these 4 for us. And but if she happens to gain a start, I'd have her on top. I think she's a lovely filly, cutting the ground suits her. Probably have the edge on Blue Spinel at 1,000. That'd be the top 2, obviously going to better races. that might change when they get to 1200.
Okay, we'll go down to race 9, which is the listed Princess Stakes for 3-year-old fillies over the mile. Torabella will run 56.5 kilos. Angela Jones on board. Torabella's drawn barrier 11. She's paying $16 to win and $4.60 for the place. She's a very progressive filly. She did win her first 2 starts from the front, including at the mile. Dropped back to 13.50 last start and went close again with a third.
Train wreck, wrong part of the track. Nothing went right the other day off a low draw. Really nice filly. Handle just sitting in behind them beautifully, which is the glass half full out of last start. I love the way she's trained on. We were able to back right off her for that race, and that just brought her right up to where she needs to be. I thought her work during the week was just terrific for this mile race. I think she's over the odds. I think she's a really quality filly, this, and she'll easily run out to 1.25 miles.
Yep.
She'll roll forward, she'll sit on speed without having to lead. She'll be anywhere in the first 3 pairs. And provided we get to the right part of this Eagle Farm track, which is the last race, so you certainly know where you're going, which is a plus.
Yep.
I think she's an undeniably good top 3 chance in this race. I'd love to get some black type with her Saturday, and I certainly think I can.
Okay. We are into the final furlong of this week's Final Gallop. Who do you think your best winning chances at Eagle Farm on Saturday?
Skirt the Law.
Skirt the
my
Law.
best winning chance. She's the best horse I take to the races on Saturday, and I think she'll make a good statement heading towards her Winter Carnival prep.
Okay, your best each way chance?
It's Torabella in the last. I really like her. She's a lovely filly. I think $16, she's over the odds. You got a good influx of Southern horses into that last race, and hence why the prices have exploded out a little bit. But I really like her. I think she's taken good improvement from that run, which she had a good space between runs into. I think she's the right filly, and she'll give her the right ride, and she'll run very well.
Okay. Now, there is a very special race for our stable in Toowoomba on Saturday night, the annual Tony Gollan Memorial 2-year-old handicap, and we'll have a number of runners at that meeting. Who do you think our best one is that you're going to take to Toowoomba?
Yeah, it's a good meeting. They've changed it around now. It's a 2-year-old race named after Dad, that was what he was synonymous for. He was so good with the 2-year-olds. I wish he was here to give me a bit of a hand some weeks with them, I'm sure. But so it's good. We've actually got a runner or 2 in the race this year, which is good for us. I think Boomtown Boss.
Okay.
Probably.
Yep.
Probably mine. I scratched him yesterday from a wide draw at Ipswich, which would have been a train wreck for him.
Yep.
To head up there, which I think will be better ground as well. So he's probably the pick of mine.
Yep.
I've got a really good team going to Toowoomba on Saturday night. So we've got 4 or 5 runners up there, and there's a few lesser lights I think can run a race. So I think we'll have a good night up at the hometown on Saturday.
Okay, and your best track worker this week?
I thought Bazik and Skirt the Law were outstanding.
They were good.
Good. She's what you saw of Skirt the Law at the trials is only a fraction of what we've seen of her outside of it. I've been able to put a really good base under her, and I think Bazik and Skirt the Law, just the way they covered the ground out there on Tuesday was great. Torabella, I've already mentioned, was fantastic as well. But I think those 2 fillies are where they need to be. And then we've got a bunch of jump outs tomorrow, Claire, here, and I'm very excited about the return of Antino next week.
Okay, that's great. Okay, and your performance from the stable for the week?
This performance for the stable for the week has to go to Hidden Wealth.
Yes.
He's gone through a lot, that horse.
He has.
He hit the ground running, had a great preparation, and then we've had to back off him for whatever, numerous different reasons. But to see him back in the winner circles last week after all the work that's been done with him between here and Embrook,
yes,
a lot of work's gone into this horse. I'm so proud of him last week, and
absolutely,
he can go on his winning way now into the carnival. He's got way above average ability, and the win will give that horse no end of confidence.
Yes, it will. Okay, now it is time for Cav's Corner, which is supported by the Brisbane Airport Hotels Group. Another ducky for Cav's multi last week, but you can't keep a good man down for too long. Let's head over to Cav and see what he's got for us.
Welcome to Cav's Corner for this week. No joy last week, but anyway, this week we'll go to Eagle Farm on Saturday. We'll go Blue Spinel Place, and then we'll travel up the range to Toowoomba. The 2-year-old Tony Gollan Memorial. We'll go Boomtown Boss, a win. Good punting, guys.
Okay, so he's gone Blue Spinel Place, lovely consistent mare, into Boomtown Boss at Toowoomba for a win.
Can't argue too much with him. I think the locals will be hard to beat at Toowoomba. That's my only negative there. He's above
you're
average.
Technically a local.
Yeah, these horses aren't, unfortunately. Not used to going up and down that hill there
true.
every morning, so the locals are tough to beat. But he's above average cold. He started well on the money here at Eagle Farm the other day, and he just got so lost when he came off the bridle on that cutting out track. I think Toowoomba will suit him better. The filly Blue Spinel, well, she never runs a bad race.
Ever.
That race certainly sets up for a horse of her pattern they're going to go along lickety-split in that 1,000. So something that can just sit off that speed and be strong late, which she ticks that box. There's no reason she won't run top 3.
Okay, well, let's
I like his multi.
Yeah, let's hope he bounces back. Good luck at Eagle Farm on Saturday, and a very good chance to land a stakes race or 2.
Yeah, absolutely. The carnival's really on our doorstep now, and I'm really excited about the return of Skirt the Law this weekend.
Yep.
Hopefully she can deliver like I expect.
Absolutely. Best of luck to everyone.